I want to talk to you today about letting other people define your truth. This is big, right? I have a whole blog up about this. So this is an extended learning of the blog. So, go to the blog, read the blog. You listen to this, go to the blog, come back, and maybe do some journaling, because I think you'll learn a lot from this, okay? What I'm talking about is when you let somebody else define your truth. Gosh, which starts at a very young age. Just think about it. Think about when we're young kids, we're in school. Get in line. You ask too many questions. You need to talk more. Why are you so quiet? Is everything okay? Oh my God, we're just being who we're being. And society, the teachers, whoever, I'm not saying teachers are bad, but they're just, they want us to conform to what they want us to do in their classroom. They need people to speak up, or else they'll sit there like dead air being like, think about it. Think about it from their perspective. Me, I asked a lot of questions. They don't want to answer all the questions because, they don't have the answers. So it comes back to that, right? So we're letting them inform our truths, define our truths of who we are. It's not who we are. We need to stand in our truth. We need to be true to ourselves and not let somebody else define that. And you're not living in your truth. If life is sucking right now, life is messy, you're depressed, you're wondering, is this all there is? You're struggling. You're on a merry-go-round of self-sabotage. You think that you're making the right decision. You get back in and you're in the same place again. Oh my God, why do I keep on dating the same person? Why do I keep on taking the same job and have the same idiot boss that you think is an idiot, but they're really there to teach you? But you keep on putting yourself back into these repetitive patterns that are trying to show you this is not your truth. This is not your truth. And if you're living any of those things, you're being shown that right away. How does the truth feel? Well, the truth feels in flow with life. You're more flowing. You're more peaceful. Things are happening serendipitously. Things are just coming into your life. You're meeting new people that you're like, wow, this person's really cool. They really get me. They let me be who I am. The truth. Because they're trying to live their truth. Does anybody live in absolute truth? I don't know. I can't answer that question. And I probably won't know until I get on the other side. All I know is I'm trying to be as truthful with myself as I can be. And this is what started my whole dang journey. This is what started the journey, the soul's role in personality typing. Because I knew I was more than that level of personality typing, that false self. Personality typing a lot of times is very unhealthy. Because it's depending on the ego. It's depending on the truths of others. Here are my truths. Was I lying to myself? Yes. Was I letting other people define my life? Yes. Was I thinking society and the external world had all the answers? Yes. Was I unhappy? Yes. Was I unfulfilled? Yes. Was I empty? Yes. So I am a product of this. That's why I want to reverse it and get into this true self. I talk about the true self all the time. What is the true self? Well, the true self is the bridge between your persona and that inner spark of divinity that's in you, that's attached to all that is. So what the true self is, it's the bridge. It can communicate with that fractal of higher consciousness that's within you. So it becomes the bridge. And so it allows these messages to come into that soul essence, that is that essential, that eternal self. And then that eternal self takes those knowingnesses, takes those messages that your soul wants you to hear, that's divinely sacred for you, and sends it down into your personality, your personal reality. Thank you, Joe Dispenza, for defining that. So your personality is your personal reality. So then you can take divinely inspired actions, not false actions based on somebody else's truth about you, the truths, the expectations, the inherited beliefs and values. Right? let me just use an example. This is good because we're getting into the holidays, right? And you know the holidays, I should have brought my water out here. You know the holidays, it's all about drama and, all the stuff that goes on. It's just like, the holidays are coming. I don't really want to be around my family because it gets intense. Because, they're just mirrors, man. They're just there to teach you. Why do you think you were born into your family? There's never nothing random about divine intelligence. There's nothing. It is so choreographed, so detailed. It's beyond our comprehension. But you chose your family so that they could be a look-see. And I know some people had very hard trauma in their family. You still chose your family to go through that, whatever it is. And that's a hard truth to see, but it is the truth. So in the holidays now, so you're around your family, and let's just say this year you're like, okay, I'm really not into, I kind of want to move more into vegan. I want to be more vegan with my choices, and I want to lessen my dependence, on meat and maybe chicken, fish, whatever it is. And your family is not, you're going to go, it's going to have all the fixings, whatever's on the table, right? And you're like, that's not my truth anymore. My truth is, I don't want to eat all that stuff. Okay, so start living your truth. Everyone's like, oh, Nina, it's that easy. No, you don't have to go to war with your family and proclaim, I am a vegan. That's your ego getting involved to stir it all up. Your true self quietly takes action. It doesn't need validation. You don't have to tell the world what you're doing. You don't have to discuss it. You don't have to defend yourself. You just have to do it. Quietly do it. So just quietly fill your plate with whatever you feel resonates with you and be done with it. Now you're gonna get questioned. I can guarantee you're gonna get questioned, because whoever cooked the feast or whoever is paying attention, they're gonna probably be saying, Nina, why aren't you eating the turkey? Is it too dry? Did I overcook it? Oh my God. They're going to make it about them, right? And you're just going to say, no, I'm good. Thank you. Do you want gravy? How about layering it with some gravy and some stuffing? How about that? You want to do that? Or, excuse me, or why don't we have the ham? They're going to come at you, and you don't have to proclaim, I'm a vegan. And you don't have to do any of that. Just politely say, no, thank you. I'm good. I'm so happy with what I have. This is all delicious. Thank you. Move on. Stay true to yourself. How do you want to show up? You want to show up as the masterpiece of who you really are. You are a masterpiece. That soul, that fractal of God that's within you, that soul essence, your higher conscious self, there's no other one like it in the entire universe. Think about that. That's why I call it a masterpiece. You are original beyond any other human on the planet. Start owning that. Start owning that truth. If you can get anything out of this video, own that. Let that be your truth. Let that start shaping your life going forward. That's a big truth, right? But to get back to the situation in your family, just be it. You don't have to proclaim it. And this could be a myriad of things that you're not in sync with them anymore. You're elevating yourself into your truth. You're leaving the inherited truths of your family, of society, those false beliefs. They're false to you because they're no longer your truth. They're not false to them. They believe them to be true. But those become your false beliefs. So you don't need to proclaim them to somebody else that believes them to be true. It just starts crap. It's just negative energy. Do you really want to get into that? No. You don't. You're a masterpiece of originality, of perfection. You have so many things, beautiful things in you. Be all those things. Don't put yourself in the negative energies, right? So we understand now that when you're not being true to yourself, the false self takes over. Those things that are false to you. And you know when you're living in your false self because you can feel it. You can feel the anxiety, you can feel the exhaustion, you can feel the struggle, you can feel the pushing, you can feel things that are they're never quite there. There's always this doubt place. There's always just, you reach, even if you're uber successful. I was uber successful, reached the pinnacle of my career, and I still felt empty. Why? Because I wasn't living any of my truth, and I told you why. I told you all my untruths that I was living. That's the whole reason I'm doing all this work. I want you to be as true to yourself as possible. I want you to be the masterpiece of you. You don't need someone else painting your masterpiece. You already are the masterpiece. They have no clue. They don't know all your life experiences. And here's where it gets a little tricky. It's because your personality type, that's where I always tell you to start there. It has your truths. It has preferences and indicators that indicate your certain truths for who you are. Now, are you your personality in totality? No, you can't be. You're that fractal of God within you. That's who you are. That's connected to the great I am. That's who you really are. Your personality is just the vehicle, the conduit that expresses all those beautiful spirit-minded messages that need to come through to your personality. The thing with your personality, though, when it gets into those fear, when it starts accepting other people's truths as their own, you can get into your traits, because we all have similar traits, right? We have extrovert, introvert, thinking, feeling, both extroverted and introverted, sensing, intuitive, and intuition, both extroverted and intuitive. And then we have judging, perceiving, and those are both extroverted traits. So I get into a lot of this stuff, okay? And I'm just reaching for my book. In my debut book, it outlines a lot of stuff. It talks about your sacred personality type and how important that is to keep your personality sacred, so those divine messages can come through, so you can take divinely inspired action, so your life becomes more in flow, so you're living your truth. You're living a true self lifestyle, right? But getting back to those personalities, when those traits become influence with somebody else's truth, they take on a negative connotation, right? They take on the negative, the weaker aspects of the traits, not the higher aspect of the traits. So this is not an easy thing. I'm not saying this is easy. You have to become very aware. Very aware of yourself. Self-awareness is key. And it's more than just a mindset. The mindset helps you start the journey. But it's the awareness. It's that constantly listening to that higher conscious self, your soul essence. You've got to constantly tune into that. And it's a battle, because the world is full of distractions. I mean, look at the world. It's a hot freaking mess right now. It's always been a mess, but man, right now, it's an elevated mess. That's why you really need to get into your true self, because you don't want to be caught up in the stream of that, the stream of illusions, a stream of disruptions. You don't want to be caught in that. You need to grab that life raft and head to the shores of your truth and create the masterpiece of your life. So when you're sitting at the table during the holidays, right? How do you want to show up? How have you changed? And I know we've all changed. I know we have. I know we're all getting better with understanding ourselves. We're just getting better at that. So when you go to your family and you're looking at that and you're like, I don't want to be that. Good. But don't proclaim it. Like I said, don't war with your family. It's just so not necessary. Again, that's another false belief that we've been taught. You got to stand up for that. You are standing up for it. You're standing up for it with yourself. And that's the most important person. You need to stand up for it. Now, if down the road you feel like you need to get involved with a cause, and that's your truth, and you want to stand, do that. I'm just talking about the dinner table at Thanksgiving. Oh, okay? So this isn't any revolutionary thing. The revolution starts with you choosing your truth over what your family's telling you to do. That's where the revolution starts. So there's a lot more on the blog this week. I hope you enjoy that. I hope you got something out of this. Please leave a comment below if you've got a question. Yes, please ask it. I'm here. You know, if you respond. I don't have a lot of people following me right now, so I'm very responsive. And I don't care, because I want to help you. I want to help you. Because if you can live your truth, and I start living, and I'm living my truth, and then you find somebody else that's living their truth, whoa, life's going to start, we are going to start being the way showers, or I call it the truth sayers, for this new earth. And start showing people, wow, this is what it looks like to live your true self. We're all masterpieces, and we're all learning from each other. Look how we admire the masterpieces in museums. The Mona Lisa. I mean, it's okay. I mean, you know, it was like, oh, the Mona Lisa. I'm like, yeah, I saw it. It's okay. You know, but it's a masterpiece, and everyone's going to have their likes and dislikes, right? And that's cool. But just be in your masterpiece. Be your original self. Be true to yourself. Live your truth. Walk in your truth. Live your life in truth. Live a true self lifestyle. It's so important. So, enough said. All for now. I hope you learned something from this, and I showed you the book, so this might be something fun for Christmas. I just had another lady, she marked her book up. She's got 2 more copies. She's giving them as Christmas gifts. So, that just makes me feel so good that people reading the book and they're getting it. They're getting the concepts. This is not an easy concept, and I tried to make it as simple as I could. There's a zillion, like I referenced. Look, I just took so much time and detail to put so many references in there, so you have the references, so you know I'm not just speaking I'm not just pulling stuff out of my air. Gotcha. You know, because I want this to be practical for you, just like that's why I gave you the Thanksgiving idea. Let it be practical. How can you use that with other aspects of your life? All right? Enjoy this. Follow along. Like, subscribe, do all those things. If you want, give yourself the gift and book a session. They're fun. And we get into your personality type to make sure that you are even functioning from the right personality type. I coach so many people, and they're like, well, this is my personality type. I'm like, is it? And then we start getting into it. And it's not even their personality type. Again, because it's confusing, because those inherited truths just impact and influence so many things in your life. We really need to get you on track with that. So I'm happy to help. I'm here to serve. It's my passion. If I can do it, stubborn, an ENTP, stubborn me can do it. I know you can. Thanks, y'all. Be back next week.